Hello from the forest, from the New Forest. If you're not from the UK, it's a beautiful part of the UK. I thought it would be a nice chance to do just one small rambling video about the stuff we love. The last video I put out was 45 minutes long, an hour long, or somewhere around that, and I think it was too long. I think within 2 videos I found the limit. This topic I'd like to talk about today, I think I'll be talking about a lot. We talk about it a lot in general. I think I'll be talking about it a lot here, also on my Substack. There'll be kind of a written version of this, I plan. Let's see what happens. And it's about the Story MFG mindset. It's not exclusive to Story, but I feel like within our fashion space, it's quite special and different. And it's about like preciousness and about what's precious and about the kind of clothes that we make. And the thing about us is that the thing about fashion really is that, especially expensive fashion, what happens is you get a garment or a bag or whatever, and its preciousness is in its like newness and its expensiveness and its like sheen, and what ends up happening is that you baby it, and when you baby it and worry about it getting messed up or dirty or scuffed and losing its value, then my hair just went past. Then it loses its value to you and probably to others too. You know, if you've got pick your thing, like an Hermes bag that's all scuffed up, it's worth less than one that's new. And then I suppose what happens is, instead of you wearing clothes, the clothes wear you. It's not a nice way to feel, I don't think. The way we feel about clothes is sort of the opposite. We feel like we put a lot of effort into the garments and we make certain choices and stuff. The types of dyes that we use, we get it to a point at which point you get it, and then you make it better through wearing it. I see a lot of people message us and be like, how do I keep it perfect? You can't keep it perfect. You can't keep anything perfect, especially story stuff. It's meant to change. It's meant to change with you. It's meant to grow with you. It's natural. But if you allow yourself to feel more joy and love from something getting messed up, then you start to love the stuff even more. The more you wear our stuff, the more it changes, the more you pick up dirt. So this shirt I've got, a lot of the patching and stuff actually came as the shirt as new. This was a shirt inspired by like someone else's shirt that was like patched and repaired and loved. But as you can see, my child, or me, I can't actually remember, has caused a big biro stain, which would usually ruin something. To me, it makes it more interesting. And if I didn't like it, what I would do is put a patch over it, or I would cut it out and put a patch behind it. And then that would be something even more special. It would be even more lovely. This is our Sunday jacket. This is one of the first we ever made, either the first or the second. This started out a very deep, dark blue, and it's been worn and worn and worn and worn and worn. Some would say worn out. I would say that this is the most beautiful it's ever looked. I'll give you a close up in a second. What's another example? So I've got these trousers here. These trousers, again, you know, they're pretty patched up. They're pretty worn in. I remember I put a picture of these up on Instagram and celebrating how much I love them. And one of the comments was like, they look ruined or something, or like, they look like they're falling apart. They're not falling apart. That's one thing I think I should underline, that like our stuff is made very well. If you've ever examined the inside of one of our garments, you'll notice that they're second to none, really. Here, I don't know if you'll even be able to see this, but these were ripped to pieces. Or actually, if I take it inside out, these were ripped to pieces because I've recently got back into biking and I'd forgotten the perils of wearing trousers, especially white trousers with biking. So these got caught in my chain, and if you can see, this great repair inside was made. It's beautiful. That's the inside. You almost want it to be on the outside, but now these are more special. They've gained an extra story, and You know, it's a bit of a shock to some people sometimes when they ask me how I wash our stuff. I put it in the washing machine. What I don't do is what we don't do is we don't put stuff in the dryer because it's very harsh on clothing. It can shrink stuff in weird ways. We put it in a dryer, like there's types of dryers called something pump dryers, heat pump dryers. They're very gentle on clothes, but a normal dryer it wouldn't because it would shrink it. But in terms of like color and that kind of stuff, I put everything in the washing machine personally with pretty like a gentle detergent. I use one called well, I use one called Smol, which is just kind of like a normal detergent, and I do it on a 30. And you know, if things change a little bit, they change. Oh, these trousers also. I've worn these trousers since they come out, and as you can see, it's got paint from when I painted the house, grease from working on different projects. I'd say the inside, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but the inside is quite a lot darker than the outside because of the sun fading and the washing. You know, they're better today. Well, actually, I'll do a close up, but on the inside where this has been kept tied, you can see where the sun fading is. These are better than the day I got them. And we have this kind of thing that we do every so often called Worn Club, where we invite customers to send in their like worn, repaired, and loved stuff. We want you to use your stuff. We want you to enjoy it. We want it to become yours. We want in 5-10 years to buy back story stuff that's been like repaired and then like remake relics of that. It's just so wonderful to like actually like lose that inhibition of worrying about your stuff. When I get something new from us, I still feel like, oh, I don't want to get it dirty. And then the first bit of like dirt or ketchup or whatever, I honestly feel quite relieved because I'm like, okay, cool, we've broken the seal. Let me show you this stuff up close. All right, this is very story core to be showing you next to some wild mushrooms here. But yeah, this is the original Sunday jacket, one of the original ones, the ones I was just talking about. And you can see the difference in colour from the sun and from wearing the inside versus the outside. The more worn it gets, the more lovely it gets. In this case, because it's hand spun and hand woven, the yarns, which are kind of like loosely spun, get more and more unraveled, very slightly, but more and more, making them actually thicker and warmer as they kind of catch more air. So over time, it gets more substantial feeling, which is an unusual thing for a garment. Production now is a little bit different, not much. They come a little bit darker, but they would still fade to this. They're a little bit bigger, and the buttons are now silver instead of copper. But otherwise, remains unchanged.